Welcome on board the Love Boat.
Love, exciting and new. I'm aboard. I've been expecting you. The Love Boat.
Soon I'll be making another run.
It's a love. Welcome aboard. It's love. Yeah.
Greetings, everybody, to our Connect with Princess. It's Carmen Roy, the VP of Sales in North America, and I'm solo today. I'm riding solo because my dear partner in profit, not crime, maybe pain sometimes, your favorite, Marsha Patrick is on vacation, so a well-deserved one, by the way. So hello from Weston, hello Maryland, thank you for joining us. Mitzi from Seattle. I know you guys got a really bad storm this week, so I'm hoping everything is nice and back to settled. From Mars, Bart, you're hilarious, right? You're from Mars and I'm from Venus. And of course, Charmaine from Alaska, where the #1 cruise line in Alaska set sail, as you all know. It's good to be with you. Lady in Red, so it's our last webinar of February. It's coming to an end. Wah, wah, wah. Here's the beauty, folks. You know what I say. Love is our DNA. And at Princess, as the original iconic love boat celebrating our 60th anniversary, I had to throw that in there. We don't believe in love for just one day. I don't even believe in love for a week or a month. For us, love is a year-round commitment to you, our travel partners, and to our amazing guests, your clients that you entrust to be our guests. So it's the last webinar in February, but the love will continue throughout March and beyond. So as always, we're recording it. We appreciate, we know, you're busy. You've been very busy, right? And as such, don't worry. We'll go to the Q&A. We're recording it. It'll be on onesourcecruises.com. So if you don't get to stay for the whole time, because we have a special guest today, and I'm super excited, very excited about our guest and what we're going to talk about. QR code alert. This is, you all love QR codes. It makes it easy. And yes, we have designed it so at the end of the presentation, we will pull them all up. So you've got one nice snapshot of all the QR codes if you miss them throughout the presentation. And thank you for your feedback, because we love it when you tell us what you like and what you don't like. So it's all good. So what's the topic of today's Connect with Princess? San Juan in 2025. Yes, sirree. I can't wait. We haven't been there for over a decade, slightly over a decade. And we've got new sailings from San Juan in 2025, starting in October. So we're very excited because this is really, if you haven't been to San Juan, we are returning in October, home porting in San Juan. You know, we've got a big push for home port strategies. So if you think about it, you know, we expanded to Port Canaveral. We're in Galveston, of course, originally LA. San Juan is absolutely perfect for us. And why is it perfect for you and your clients? Think about the easy access to San Juan, the amount of direct flights. By the way, you could book them through Easy Air. I've been talking and it is amazing. I actually checked and I want to do my New Year's cruise with my family there. But what it really offers, and this is where it's spectacular. I was there last fall and I was just in awe. First of all, if I think about the currency, US dollars. Speak English, so you're nice and comfortable. But here's the thing. San Juan in and of itself is a destination. Between the culture, talk about pre and post stays, I highly recommend it. The culture, the history, the culinary, the cuisine, the environment, the warm welcome. I mean, it is just absolutely incredible. And then icing on that beautiful princess cake, think about the itineraries. Most of you have had clients that have done Eastern and Western, nothing against Eastern and Western. They're great intro cruises for first timers or people who haven't done one or the other. But when you have a home port in San Juan, it allows us to create the deployment in a unique way in 7 days with 5 ports, allowing for back-to-backs. It is just truly a richer, more immersive Southern Caribbean experience. So I highly suggest stay tuned because you might know San Juan, but you're gonna learn San Juan in a very different way. So let's talk about our special guest today. So I wanna introduce, do you know Puerto Rico? Dun, dun, dun. You probably don't, not the way we are going to be presenting it. So I want to join Francisco Blanche, our leisure sales director for Puerto Rico. Welcome, Francisco. Bienvenido.
Muchas gracias, Carmen. Thank you very much. Good to see
Oh,
you again after a
so
few
good.
months. Yeah,
And you are
absolutely.
our expert in Puerto Rico. So believe me, I think we've gotten more questions for this webinar, Francisco, than anything else. It's exciting. So I think our travel advisors, as you know, all of North America, exciting about our return to Puerto Rico. So I'm sure they have questions, and we're going to get to those at the end. But let's begin, because I want you to, obviously, you were born in Puerto Rico.
Um, I've lived in Puerto Rico 24 years. How is that?
24 years. You are it. So you love it. And you're going to give us I want our travel advisors to understand how rich the culture is, how much there is to see, and really your Puerto Rico. So I'll let you take it away so you can talk about everything that they need to know to sell this destination and help us fill the ship in the fall.
Absolutely. I think that the best thing is to start with a video to get the crowd enticed and excited.
Perfect. Perfect.
A lot of people will tell you they live to travel. But in Puerto Rico, we believe you should travel to live. This is our moment. This is our story. This is our invitation. The Boricua way of life will infuse your life with more joy, more passion, and more inspiration. Live Boricua.
Love it. Love it, Francisco. Discover Puerto. I love that. We travel to live. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Love that. And that is an array. That is a lot of activities. That is a lot of culture. That is a lot to pack into one destination. So you're going to unravel it for us, and I can't wait.
Absolutely. And you saw in the video up on the right side, there was a stamp that says no passport for U.S. citizens and legal residents because Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory.
Perfect.
And has been since 1898. We have the beauty of Old San Juan, which is a gem. This is the oldest city in the United States because if Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, then we are part of the United States. San Juan was founded in 1521 by none less than Mr. Juan Ponce de Leon, who's also credited with looking for the Fountain of Youth in another location. So let's keep it to Puerto Rico. As you can see, there's images of Old San Juan and people
Gorgeous.
strolling. The nightlife is incredible in Puerto Rico, and it happens organically. We have Distrito T-Mobile, which is brand new, but we have La Placita, which is what you're seeing here, which is the market like you would find in Europe, in any city in Europe, because Spain had such an influence in Puerto Rico up until the end of the 19th century. So when the market closes, organically, it becomes the hangout place. And you will be sharing with the Puerto Ricans, you will be dancing, you will be having great drinks. The Placita is surrounded by restaurants, which are amazing and incredible.
So one of our travel advisors, Francisco, put that they've had their best pina colada con
absolutely,
el rum. Best rum. I don't doubt
absolutely. She had the best piña colada, or he had the best piña colada because it was invented in Puerto Rico.
Ah, see, I learned something.
That's right. That is the official cocktail of Puerto Rico, the piña colada. That's right.
I am loving this.
And as you travel the streets of San Juan, you will find these vivid colors. And now you see the numbers on the houses. But the reason for each house to have a color is because back then, when they didn't have the streets numbered, then you would be the only house that could paint the house yellow because you lived on any given street in the yellow house, and that's how they found you. Isn't that
Okay,
great?
that's pretty cool, right?
Right?
Talk
Yeah.
about, so I'm loving this. Number one, I've learned so much from you. Number one, so far, I can't wait. So the pina colada, I did not know that. And I always wondered why the homes are such different colors. I mean, it's very festive and it's gorgeous, but who would have thought, right? That is incredible. So I
Right.
live in the yellow house. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
this
El
is
Moro?
this is not El Morro. This is one of the views, south views of the San Juan Bay, and so important, the San Juan Bay, because that is part of what made Puerto Rico a very important stronghold for Spain. But let's get back into the swing of travel, and this is a view of our beautiful modern international airport, San Juan International, Sierra Juliet Union, pseudo city code for you guys that use GDS. No passport required, no customs, no immigration, no currency conversion. You don't have to change your mobile phone plan. You're not roaming in Puerto Rico. You are still in the US. English spoken widely, as well as Spanish. And it's a domestic flight. I mean, you just get in. And when you come from Canada, since you do pre in Canada, again, you just get off the plane and you're on vacation. It's wonderful. And
You
then at the same
cannot,
time,
you cannot emphasize this enough. I love that. No US passport required, but I love the simplicity of it, right? And you mentioned Canada. Our Canadians are amazing. And I know you've got amazing flights from Toronto straight to San Juan
right.
that are, I mean,
Yeah.
I looked at the prices, so it's super, super affordable. And the experience of an international destination, it's close to home. It is exotic. And I got to tell you, just absolutely gorgeous. And if I dare say, Francisco, the Puerto Rican people, to be
Oh,
in their embrace, you know, I am
yes.
Hispanic as well, and the passion, the customs, you know, the culture, you live it. And when you come to Puerto Rico, and I was just there in San Juan last fall, oh my God, I could have partied all night. It was just like being home, right? It was, to your point, this transition by day, market by day, party place by night, and to be able to really culturally immerse yourself and all of the tradition, and to your point, the history. It is really, I love that, an international destination close to home. Fantastic.
Yep. And then talk about flights. Look at all the tails here. Everybody
Woohoo!
flies to Puerto Rico. Everybody. I mean, legacy airlines, low cost airlines, the most recent airlines you can see there, Avelo, and international flights as well. We have a daily nonstop with Iberia Airlines from Spain. So if you have a combined vacation, a Princess Cruise and Europe, you can just get off the ship, go to the airport, and off to Madrid you are. And in Madrid, you can connect with the rest of Europe in a matter of minutes. Flights from Latin America connecting with Copa Airlines, with Avianca Airlines. JetBlue has set base in Puerto Rico. Now we have airplanes and crews that live in Puerto Rico, and they travel nonstop to new destinations out of San Juan. But when
Okay,
you
so
look at, Mhm.
this is great because this is a visual that blows me away, right? And thank you for including this, because one of the opportunities I think we have is to educate our travel advisors. Everybody thinks San Juan, oh my God, I can't get there nonstop. Oh, it's too complicated. I mean, this is incredible because that visual says it all, no matter where you are. And by the way, even if you're in the western part of the country, of the US or even Canada, connect to one of these cities and you're good to go. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, easy
But
connections through Denver, non-stop from Denver and Dallas Fort Worth as well as Houston. So for those side, yeah, absolutely,
and
very
Miami,
easy.
Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Miami, Fort
In
Lauderdale,
our
Orlando.
backyard.
That's right. Then for any of your pre and post needs, we have more than 300 hotels in GDS that you can book. And then you have all the US known brands. So if your clients are Hilton Honors or Bonvoy or Hyatt or whatever the case may be, they're going to get their points as well.
I love, by the way, in that slide, you've got a little bit of everything, right? Because when you look at different price points, I love the idea of going out of Puerto Rico with the family, right? So if you wanted to do a pre or post, you've got from luxury there to premium stays to more of, the centralized kind of contemporary hotel properties. So I think this covers it all the bases for any price point when you're doing pre and post. So this is spectacular.
Absolutely. And then just like with the history, like what we talked about, the piña colada, or the colors of the houses, the nature in Puerto Rico is unique. I mean, when God put his hand in the island, he gave it such a unique nature where we're going to find more than 34 rivers, 3 bioluminescent bays out of 7 in the world. 3 happen to be in Puerto Rico. And this is a phenomenon that is a bucket list thing to do. You have to, at least once in your life, do a bio bay. And if you happen to fall off the kayak, it's like your aura is coming out. It's incredible.
I love
Beaches, more than 300 named beaches in Puerto Rico. And look at this. This is just one of them. Puerto Rico is not just one island, it's an archipelago. So you can take a catamaran and go and spend the day in a secluded beach in a little island as well. Amazing destination for families. The combination of urban and nature. This is the Lagoon of Condado. It's a beautiful lagoon, beautifully preserved. You can go with the children to El Yunque National Forest, the only national forest in the U.S. Forest Service that is outside of the United States. So if anybody asks you, does the U.S. have a rainforest? You say, yes, it is in Puerto Rico. You can go horseback riding with the family, and then the music. And the music is more than what we know, because we know in the U.S. all the famous Puerto Rican musicians, and we know also, the Bad Bunnies and the likes as well. But guess what?
Mark Anthony, hello.
And Mark Anthony. I mean, we can go back to Bobby Capó, which is, his son is doing also music nowadays. But then the local music, which are the bomba and the plena, and the dances that developed through, the years of, this 500 years of history, where they inherited some of the Spanish way of dressing, some of the African dances, some of the local music, and so on. And it is something unique. In Puerto Rico, instead of sending cookies for Christmas, people will send to your house what we call a parranda. And the parranda, they will knock on your door and they will sing a song to you and play music really loud. And you're supposed to grab your keys, lock your house, and go with them to the next parranda. That's a tradition.
Oh, I
and it
love
happens during the holidays.
And that's a long holiday period, because I've been there in December.
Yeah.
La parranda starts early December and it goes past Los Reyes Magos. So
That's
that
right.
is like party central, sir. I love it.
La parranda begins with Thanksgiving. And then for Thanksgiving, we make a pavochon, which is a mix of pork, lechon, and turkey. And I'm going to tell you something. And Carmen, you have to try this.
Pavochon. I've never heard that.
Unbelievable. I mean, because I'm sure that you are very familiar with lechon, of course.
Yes, it's a Cuban tradition too,
let me
right?
tell
Noche
you,
Buena.
The day you try the pavochon, it's going to blow you away. So, put that in your list.
Are you kidding? I am learning so much from you. I cannot wait. Remember, I said I want to go. And by the way, when you showed those beaches and you said 300 beaches, so remember, we're there from October to spring. It is freezing in North America. I mean, if you're in Canada or underneath, if you're in lots of part of the US, think about for your clients next winter to serve this up, folks. Look at those. I mean, this is phenomenal. So I love it, love it. Pavochon. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Yes, you
love
did.
it.
Pavochon. Yeah.
I like
So
mofongo personally.
Oh, the mofongo.
Love my mofongo.
And the beauty of this is that all of these recipes, right, that evolved in this, long, several hundreds of years. We have the fritters. When you will stop at Luquillo, for example, and you can go from one place to another, like what in Spain they call tapas.
Yes.
We call chinchorrear. So you'll go from one place to the next, and you will try so many different things. Here's your mofongo.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh,
the mofongo is one of more than 100 recipes that we make with plantain, which is a unique fruit because plantain can be cooked from at any stage between green and ripe. So it is incredible. Here is an overview of all the fritters, the empanadillas, the surullos, the yuca frita. I mean,
I
it's
love yuca
delicious.
frita. Can I ask you a question? Oh, tamales, right? Okay,
Yeah,
before you get to the tamales, because I know in the holiday season, I always get gifted from my dear Puerto Rican friends these homemade bottles of coquito. Did I say
that's
that right?
right, coquito. Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's right.
Hello. It's not for the faint of heart, Francisco,
Oh
because I got
no,
to
it
tell you,
isn't.
it's got
Yeah,
alcohol in there. Probably
that's right.
some
Yeah,
delicious rum, right? Oh, those
yeah,
fritters did look wonderful, right?
they do,
And
don't
the
they?
tamales. Okay, this
So
is
the
go.
tamales are different because this looks like a tamal, right? And you're used to seeing this in Mexican cooking. What this tamal, which we call in Puerto Rico pastel, is made not with corn dough. This
Oh,
is made also from plantain. The dough is made from plantain, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. The
and
texture.
it's stuffed, right? Don't they
Oh,
stuff it
of
with
course, yeah, it
chicken,
is.
shrimp?
It's yeah, it's like a guiso that they call that has chicken, beef,
Yes.
and pork, and whatever you want to put in it. And then of course, more than 24 golf courses, all of these beautiful resorts that you can spend some time in. You can see that beach and the coconut trees, and then you can see up in the mountains. That's where the Central Mountain System is. Um, Here is an overview of all of our roads and highways. And because Puerto Rico has been part of the US for more than 120 years, we have developed all of this infrastructure. And when you look at our highways, I mean, and the fact that you don't have a roaming need in your phone, this is actually me. I mean, last week I went from San Juan to Ponce on this beautiful highway, and I just did it on my phone, and I put my phone there, and it took me perfectly fine for an hour and 20 minutes. I made it a little quicker because I kind of heavy on the pedal, but
Oh, that speed limit, Francisco. By the way, Cheryl and some of our travel advisors said all of those pictures of the incredible offerings, culinary wise, they were making them hungry. Me
I
too.
saw that. Yeah,
Me too.
absolutely. Well, when you come to Puerto Rico, there's always time to eat. So you're gonna enjoy it
Agreed.
so much, so much. So this gives you a sense of comfort, confidence. You can rent a car, you can drive around. There are more than 5,000 Ubers in Puerto Rico, and it's one of the least expensive Ubers that you will find anywhere you go.
I
So
can attest to that. I can attest to that, Francisco. I was there last. I know Cassie saying, "Okay, I need to go book myself to Puerto Rico." Wepa, you are
Huepa,
absolutely right.
that's right.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just recap here. I mean, you can discover natural wonders. You can go to a Yunque National Forest or go into any of those 300 beaches. Schedule yourself a food tour of Old San Juan, and you'll be walking through 6 different stops where you're going to try something different at each one of them. You can go body rafting in our rivers. You can go caving because we have one of the most impressive cave systems in the Caribbean, with the third longest underground river in the world running underneath it. That's another major natural unique thing about Puerto Rico, not only San Juan, but also Ponce and many other little towns throughout the island. And our coffee is out of this world, I have to tell you. Um, Anything that you want to do in Puerto Rico, you can. There is no limitation. So I'm sure you have lots of questions, lots of
Oh, we
interest.
do. We do have questions, but I also want to just kind of recap because you've imparted such great information with us of the stuff, right, that we need to know to be able to sell San Juan departures, but also the San Juan as a destination in Puerto Rico, right? So first I want to talk about the whole no U.S. passport required, right? US dollars. Your phones function, folks. There's no roaming. I love that. It is just so easy to get there, right? So affordable, lots of nonstop flights, the culture, the history. Oh my God. It was, so when I went in the fall, I hadn't been to Puerto Rico probably in 4 years already, more or less. It was like right after COVID. And it was just, it's like you're welcomed home, right? It's kind of like how our guests feel, by the way, Francisco, when they cruise on Princess. Once they step aboard, and we jokingly say we're expecting you, the reality is they come aboard and they are home. And that's how they feel. So our onboard family, our team's on board. they embrace them. And that's how I felt, right? I felt so comfortable. And again, talk about all the buckets. I call them life lists, by the way. I don't call them bucket lists, right? You want to live in the moment and you want to live to travel. This is the way to do it, because you've shared with us, and we went quickly, but like the rainforest, incredible, right? The history, amazing. Did you call it Bio River? I want to make sure I got
Bio
that.
base.
Okay, that was pretty cool as well. Excellent roads, highways. It's a modern city. Not doing pre or post. And by the way, every time I've ever been on a ship, I always walk to El Moro, which is like, in and of itself, it allows you to look at the gorgeous cobblestone streets, La Barceloneta, the whole market, the after hours entertainment and fun. And you mentioned coffee. Okay, I think of Cuban coffee. I call it rocket fuel. It's delicious. Talk about strong and just incredible. So I just love the ease of being able to travel. Again, 10 years we haven't been there. So the fact that we're putting a ship there and it's going to be there seasonally, it's backed by popular demand. It's as simple as that, right? All major hotel chains, that makes it very, very easy. And again, all of the price points, similar laws to the US. I mean, what else can you ask for? And I know that our travel advisors had a lot of questions. So I'm not sure if Joe wants to pop up a few of them now, or if you can wait till the end and we can take them all, whichever you prefer, Francisco. What would you rather do?
I'll be here, Carmen. Keep
Awesome.
going. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
here.
because they could pop in a few more, by the way.
That's right. Yeah.
So those are great key takeaways for San Juan that and by the way, it's a beautiful picture. But let's talk about the cruising and what we bring. So I want to make sure I really focus on the itinerary, because I think I mentioned for folks to do this 7-day itinerary with 5 islands in 7 days, on other cruise lines, it would take you a 10-day cruise. It's as simple as there, because they got to get there, right? And so you kind of like, I consider, it's great to have sea days, but if you want an immersive cultural experience and your clients really want to get immersed in a Southern Caribbean destination, this is fantastic, right? So they're going out of San Juan, visiting 5 islands, only week-long cruises that are visiting Barbados, St. Lucia, and Martinique, okay? So if they were to do, you have multiple 7-day options, and they can be combined to do a 17-day adventure, okay? So I always think it's ideal when you're positioning it for our travel advisors, Francisco, when they're looking to do something different, exploring new islands in the Caribbean, okay? And thinking about families who have limited vacations. So when I look at all of these ports I've been to, obviously San Juan, pre and post, I highly recommend it. St. Thomas, a U.S. property, obviously. Tortola, St. Martin, St. Croix, St. Kitts, Antigua, Guadeloupe, Dominica. Martinique, dare I say, Martinique is amazing. St. Lucia, St. Vincent. I mean, this is very off the beaten path. Grenada and Barbados. So this, out of San Juan, to have the lift, to have the ability, the beaches throughout. I mean, when you said 300 beaches, you can do an intimate, to your point, you can take a catamaran and do an intimate tour and just have, I want to call it just a beautiful beach for 2. I could just imagine packing a gorgeous lunch and having a picnic lunch in the beach and having it all to myself, or really enjoying, by the way, casinos. You have casinos. I want everybody to know that. You didn't mention that. So I always talk about the casinos, because when we cruise on Princess, I'm not allowed as an employee to gamble. Neither is my husband or my family. So when we were in San Juan and we were there on New Year's Eve, last New Year's Eve, we ended up, they wanted to do the casino. So I want to mention casinos. You talked about the incredible golf courses, which are gorgeous. So all this itinerary, again, I've got to stress from a selling perspective to our travel advisors, they can do it in 7 days. You can back up 7 and 7 and do 14 days. And it's just absolutely incredible. The value from an immersion perspective, both culturally, incredible. So I want to talk about, and so the fares. So again, we've been out of the market, Francisco, for 10 years, right? So I got to reintroduce the traveling public to sailing out of San Juan. Boy, a lot has changed in 10 years, especially the airless, because that graphic you showed with all those nonstop flights, it's like there is no excuse to not get there. So if you look at our 7-day Southern Caribbean with Barbados, again, round trip San Juan, really, really easy from an airlift perspective. Think about the affordability, right? It's not like you're going San Juan to Barbados and then you got to do open jaws. It's the only cruise to the Southern Caribbean with 5 ports of call. And again, it's on the Grand Princess, and there's the voyages, the 2nd, the 9th, and the 30th. So if you want to serve up November, which is phenomenal, I highly recommend you go over Thanksgiving, because I got to tell you, say it again, I forgot what it was called.
Pavo
El
chon.
pavochon, el pavo with the lechon. Talk about, I'm sorry, if my kids were younger, okay, and they weren't working and they had off, I would take them for Thanksgiving to see a different cultural experience. Pavochon. Thank you, Marilyn. Marilyn, and she put with the accent on the chon. Again, pavo, turkey, chon, lechon, which is pork, right? So it's a very traditional thing. I never knew you did that in Thanksgiving. So absolutely. And look at these fares from 100. Folks, I can't stay home for $106. I'm just saying. So I think this is such an incredible value. And why we're focusing now is because, folks, we've had such a blistering winter that we really want to put this in the consideration set now. Now is the time to get this kind of value out of this experience. So when I think about these, incredible. So here's the thing. Adventure or relaxation? What is it that your clients want? I always qualify, right? So if you look at the 7 or 14 days, we also have round trip Fort Lauderdale, just to remind everybody, okay? And it is the Grand Princess, okay? So really exciting, and the Crown Princess in 27. So look at these incredible itineraries, again, from San Juan. Look at Martinique. We have 7-day itineraries. Again, you can do a 14-day, and there is so much to do. So is it about adventure? Do they want to do the rainforest? Do they want to do golf? Do they want to do busy days with lots of, beach activity and time? Or do they just want to relax? There's incredible hotel properties. You could do spa days. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. And I think that's what you need to serve up and qualify your client and let them know. And also share the itineraries with San Juan and the flight costs and the convenience, and no passport required. Love that. So they're sailing on Grand Princess, just so you know, over 700 veranda staterooms, 2,600 guests, and Crown Princess 3,080 with over 800 balconies or verandas. I like to say verandas. But when you look at the ship, that's one of the things, Francisco, our guests like. I've noticed, I did Japan last year, and when we did Diamond Princess, it was, our guests love the cultural immersion, but they also love the comforts of home when they come back on the ship, to have those staples the Princess offers. Again, we talked about coming home, they're welcome back home. So just think about it. We have the Sanctuary, we have Lotus Spa Days, Sabatini's Italian Grill, Crown Grill, Chef's Table, all the things, Salty Dog, dare I say, and the pizzeria, because that's what we're known for. I don't know if you know, I've learned a lot from you, Francisco, with Ponce de Leon and everything else you're telling me. But most people don't know that the Princess ships have a huge heritage, Italian heritage, right? So when I think of the pizza, best pizza at sea. So I love the idea of focusing on what we've got as well. So that's your lineup. Here's the drum roll. And I'm leaving this for the voyage list. So Discover Puerto Rico, I've seen you at a lot of the conferences and all of the events that we have in North America. And I've been talking to your folks because I really want us to immerse our travel advisors and get them thinking about San Juan now and these cruises now. So we have created, so this is our inside scoop. I always do this and Connect with Princess Francis. I got to do something. We got to show some love. And the beauty is it attaches naturally. So what's the best love I can show you as we end the month of February? Bonus commission. So we have done $52 USD. Why 52? We were going to do 50, but we wanted the Canadian version, obviously 75. We love you, Canada. We need your support. We really need your support. And I think, so a lot of our Canadian partners, Francisco, you might have heard the news. Right now, we're kind of like in a stop-sell environment for U.S. ports. And you're not a U.S. port, you're a property. So I really believe that we want to get our Canadians behind this, because again, you've got incredible airlift. Now's the time. Cruises from San Juan, and we're adding in this bonus commission, okay, and making the Canadian one count as well. I don't want to hear it. I want you to be happy. I want you to get behind it and really sell these voyages. And so we just thought it'd be, how better to end a month of love with a little gift. And this will start March 30th. We're going to run it through April 30th. So we got plenty of time. We saved the webinar. So again, scan the voyage list. We'll have that at the end as well. And, sailing from historic San Juan, Wow. What's there to say when you think about Puerto Rico, when you look at that shot tells you everything, right? It's really absolutely gorgeous. So wanted to make sure we got you that insider scoop. And then if we go to the next slide, because I want to make sure we kind of let you know we have these assets, right? So we've already created the flyers for you. Sail to Paradise from historic San Juan. I love adding that tagline, the historic, because I think it's really, really critical that you share, all the history, everything they can do. This is not just a beach vacation, right? It is really an international experience close to home. And you can learn everything and anything you need to know. There's your QR code so that you've got all of these itineraries, all of the flyers, all the assets, everything you need. Now, I got to tell you, so our academy, our Princess Academy is critical because a lot of you tell us, this is great and we love that you have updated courses because it's important. And we've also created this Caribbean course, which includes 25 to 27 the San Juan departures, okay? We've also included some home ports like with Port Canaveral and Fort Lauderdale, because you'd be surprised. We're at Fort Lauderdale year-round, folks, and folks don't even think of us as top of mind because, we're heavy. Woohoo is right, Dorothy. Bonus commission. Happy love. I don't just say love, I'm showing you the love. And so, of course, we've also updated some of these prints. And if you are not a Commodore with us, if you have not done our academy, dare I say, award-winning Princess Academy, it is so immersive. It really educates you on the Princess brand. We keep updating it because the brand has changed, right? We've evolved. I mean, it's going to be a short 3 years that I've been here, and we have had so many additional refresher courses because we really expanded our offerings, and we want you, I get it, knowledge is power. We want you to become experts in the brand, so that's why we've created this section in the Academy and refresher courses. If you've never done it, visit onesourcecruises.com because you can get to the Academy there. I highly recommend it because once you've taken it, you've got your status. But in addition to that, you get a cruise. Isn't that great? So fulfill it. Make it happen. Before I get to news, notes, and reminders, because, we're coming down to this, what we call the end of wave. I don't know about you, but I felt like our wave season, it's not a wave anymore. It is now year round. Like it is pent up desire and people continue to sail year round. It started during that whole Black Friday experience after Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday. It has not let up. And that is a good thing, right? That is a good thing. Travel's back. The world is open to see. And we're making it easier and more affordable. When I look at cruises and what it offers, you still cannot compare the value proposition. So I want to focus a little bit on, what we've got going, because I think our wave offer, which was successful, is coming to an end. I think it ends right February 28th. That's tomorrow. So I want to just give you the quick screenshot of what that offer was. So it's what we call last chance for you to focus in. If you have anybody today or tomorrow, the offer was the up to $400 onboard credit, the up to 40% off, free room upgrades, and free third and fourth. So pretty cool. And we did a lot of boosts and a lot of, weekend little boosts, weekday sales to keep, the wave offering fresh and to keep everybody pretty much excited. So I got to tell you, we've got another offer coming up starting Saturday because we're kicking the next wave. And this is something, again, I love the feedback you all give us. So, we evolve, and we only evolve and become a pleasure to do business with. And I know you have choices of cruise companies and brands that you sell, and you're going to sell those that back you up and listen to your feedback because you do have choices. And we want to really, that's my end goal. Are we there yet? Not yet. It evolves, right? It's a work in progress. I want to say a whip. It's about listening to your feedback and ensuring that we are listening. And one of the big bits of information and input was this whole make it a 2-month promo. These short promotions don't work for us, right? Because you got to get behind it. You want to communicate. So coming up, starting Saturday, March 1st, we're in March already, through April 30th, it gives you a whole 2 months to really focus on the next, spring kind of savings with 35% off cruise fares, free room upgrades. So that'll be the next offering we've got. But there is more, I got to tell you. So this whole sanctuary experience, we've had, if you've been tuning in to Connect with Princess, we had a dedicated entire presentation on Sanctuary Collection, which is, by the way, on our good sun and star, right? So we were kind of like late to get back into San Juan for a decade. I think we've been late by a decade to get into this ship within a ship concept. And so this offer on Sanctuary Collection, we've extended it through April 15th, tax day, wouldn't you know? Save money instead of paying. And it's a special offer. And the Sanctuary Collection is just that. If you've sold other brands, but it's better than what you've done other brands, because ours takes it multi-gen, it takes it deeper. It's not just all suites, which ours includes all suite categories, but also our mini suites and veranda balcony staterooms. So we've done this and created this. Listen, we're last to the game, but we created a whole different standard of luxury within Sanctuary Collection. And the more we talk about it and the more that you introduce your clients, remember, it only started October 14th. Once we introduced it on Sun. So we're new to the game, but we are changing the game. So I want to make sure if you have luxury clients that want to take their grandkids or their kids, now is the time. Now I want to focus on summer, fall, hot deals in 2025, because 2025 is not over. And Joe might kill me because before I got on this webinar, I was told about a special offer that we're going to do for 2025. So wait for it. We're going to have lots of assets, and it's also going to run starting in March. And it's going to take that 35% thing. I want to say I'm throwing the kitchen sink at it because we're going to do a little bit of everything. So watch for it. Clue in. It will be in the weekly newsletter. But let's focus on just a few. The Med is far from over, ladies and gentlemen. So for my Canadian friends that don't want to sell U.S. ports, reminder, Puerto Rico is a territory, okay? It's not a U.S. state. See that, Francisco? I have to throw that in there. I need my Canadian love. I want them to know how much I love them because Canada has been amazing for us as a market. As a matter of fact, we just hired a new BDM, Kat, just started on Monday with us. And my Canadians are going to love this. So now we have 4 representatives within Canada. So we have Western Canada, which I'm very excited about. We've got Stephanie. We all know Stephanie Vasquez in Vancouver. We got Mavis calling on. And then our own Christine Kelly. Oh my God, she's amazing. And she's in Toronto. And now we have just hired Kat, is a new BDM to do Quebec. So think about it. We're giving Christine some help. And she is French speaking. So more to come for our folks. But because you're not doing the US, think about the Med. We have still got space April through September. So we got a lot to be offering you. 7-day Meds with France and Italy. Again, Barcelona to Civitavecchia, that's Rome. Look at this, Genoa, Fiorenza, where you can do pizza. If you love, that's pizza, not pizza. And then from Barcelona, just think about it, and Gibraltar. Oh my God, the Rock of Gibraltar. My daughter says she wants to get married there. Oh my God, I hope she's marrying rich because I'm not paying for that wedding, Francisco, just so that you know. I've been there, Michael's cave with her, and the cute little monkey stealing our stuff. And when we went inside, she goes, this would be the perfect backdrop for a wedding. Yeah, whatever. Next itinerary, because we're not doing that, but that's okay. Greece and Italy, Athens to Barcelona. This is April through October. On Sun Princess, folks, our newest ship in the fleet until we get Star is Sun Princess. And she, by the way, Condé Nast ranked her #1, okay, new cruise ship, larger cruise ship last year. So she has been getting rave reviews from $180, $89 per day. This is incredible. So again, my Canadian friends, we're giving you lots to get behind. And then we got Greek Isles in Turkey, again, April through October, giving you, again, Civitavecchia, that's Rome, through Turkey. And you got Mykonos. Oh my God, Mykonos is absolutely gorgeous. And you're doing Istanbul, and you're doing Crete, and you're doing Athens. And it's really, so we got a little bit for everybody on these itineraries, right? And this is a May 3rd voyage. So I don't want people to get into the sold out syndrome. For some reason, because 2025 has been so well booked, 2026 is looking phenomenal. But guess what? We still have space available. So I want to make sure everybody does not write off this year. And then I want to talk about Alaska. I'm going to pause here. So Francisco, Alaska for us at Princess, we are #1 in Alaska, have been rated by our travel advisor. So it's a third-party endorsement. In Travel Weekly Reader's Choice Awards, we won our lucky 21. And I'm going to be humble and say we need 22 this year. Because the way we do Alaska, we don't just visit Alaska, we live in Alaska. We are part of the DNA and the culture of Alaska. So Alaska's not sold out, my dear friends. It is not sold out. We still have available space, 7-day inside passage, round trip Vancouver. So think of the air component on Grand Princess, the same ship we're going to put our dear ship in San Juan. So it's great that we're highlighting her. And then think about the scenic glacier cruising. So if your guests have already done Alaska, I'll tell you what I always say. You could go to Alaska 100 times and have 100 different experiences. It is an incredible destination that has so much to offer time and time again. So when we do the 7-day voyage of the glaciers, again, between Anchorage and Vancouver, May to September, 2 days of scenic glacier viewing. This is pretty spectacular. And then again, when you do an inside passage cruise, you can add a land tour. So if you want to do cruise tour, not sold out. We still have space in Alaska. We still have space for cruise tours, May through September. Absolutely incredible. I highly recommend it because for some reason there's this sold out syndrome. I'm here to tell you, we're not. And visiting Glacier Bay National Park. Pretty cool. So Alaska continues to be very much on our minds for 2025. I'm focusing on 2025 because I'm hearing from all of you, you're skipping 2025. You think it's a done deal. Do you not want to make a lot of money in 2025? Don't you want to make bonus commissions? Don't you want to make commissions, period? Let's book first, which is 2025. Still have space in our 7-day Canada and New England round trip from New York. By the way, I learned something new. So any of my Californians out there, you're one of our biggest sourcing states of guests for Canada, New England. That to me was not intuitive. I thought it would be the Northeast. It is not. So think about the voyages. It's on Enchanted Princess. I did this cruise last year on Enchanted. What an amazing team. Award-winning, Enchanted award-winning team on board. It's incredible. And then look at these incredible ports that you're going through. So you're obviously getting some really historic ports with Newport, Boston, Portland. But then you're also getting Canada, which is gorgeous. St. Jean with New Brunswick and Halifax, Nova Scotia, with the Bay of Fundy. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. So if anybody has Canada, New England, round trip New York, remember, we got Med still, we got Alaska still, we still have 7-day Canada, New England. We talked about our beautiful voyages out of San Juan as well in 2025 through 2026. So I'm giving you plenty of 25 that you can do a call out campaign to your clients. Because when you look at balconies from $123 per day, it's amazing. It truly is a value. And so as we move on, so I want to make sure we've given you something to think about for 2025. And I want to get to questions. So I'm going to go really quickly. Yes, Love Fest. Love Fest. We launched it in February, but it's year round. As the iconic Love Boat celebrating its 60th anniversary, we love year round. So we've done these opportunities. We have less of them this year. So if you want to join our seminar at Seas, trust me, this is not a boondoggle cruise. You actually get training. You actually get immersive experiences, and it's a discounted rate, and it includes Princess Plus. These are the voyages. Which ships are we doing it? This April 26th. So if you can't get away for a very long period of time, maybe 7 or 8 days is too much. Think about it. April 26th, a quick 4-day Pacific Coastal Cruise, LA to Vancouver on Discovery Princess. Absolutely gorgeous ship. If you want to do something more exotic, maybe you want to do Sun Princess, our newest ship. There it is. One seminar at sea in August, 7-day Med. So you got plenty to pick from, including Canada, New England. And dare I say, 7-day Southern Caribbean. We've got round trip New York. So Francisco, these are great seminars at sea. We're going to bring folks your way so they can immerse themselves in San Juan and all that we've got to offer with our itineraries and our return to San Juan in a beautiful way. So I want to make sure we talk about that. And then, of course, we do Love Fest, so go on One Source Cruises. But I want to get to the questions, and we got plenty of time. It is like speed dating, Francisco. So I hope you're ready for it. Okay,
I am.
Okay. So I'm going to let it pop. Normally, Joe just puts the question as we get them. So the first question from Glenn. What are the top beaches you would recommend for clients?
Right in San Juan. Yeah, right in San Juan, we have Isla Verde. And Isla Verde is one of the most beautiful urban beaches that you will find in the Caribbean. So if you want to be closer to Old San Juan, we have Escambron as well, which is a beautiful beach. The beaches in the north have more waves, if you like that. If you like surfing, then we can go to the west side on the Rincon, Aguadilla areas, all the way down to Cabo Rojo. And then the south of Puerto Rico is actually in the Caribbean. The north is on the Atlantic and the south is in the Caribbean. So the beaches in the south are more, the waters are calmer, not so many waves, warmer, because they're more shallow. And again, we have all the little islands. I mean, we can start with Vieques, for example, that has about 7 fantastic white sand beaches, and to contrast, 1 black sand beach.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
in the southern part.
Unbelievable.
Incredible.
In Vieques, which is one of the outside eye, the outer
Beautiful.
islands, right?
Incredible.
Then you have Culebra, which is another island. It has Flamenco Beach, according to Condé Nast, the most beautiful beach in the Caribbean. Watch out, Varadero. So there you have it.
Flamenco Beach. Did I hear you right? Flamenco,
That's
like
right.
in Spanish flamenco?
Like flamenco,
Very
that's
cool.
right.
And a
Yeah.
black beach. I feel like we're
Uh-huh.
we're in Bora Bora here, right? We're in Tahiti.
That's yeah.
You're giving them a little bit of the world. I love it.
That's
So that was
right,
an
yeah.
excellent question, by the way. I'm taking notes for when I go on my family trip, okay? Over New Year's again. We
Yeah.
know what beaches, and we will do pre and post. I guarantee you. Because
Good.
I gotta rest up for all the partying in December in Puerto Rico.
right,
And then
yeah.
I gotta stay after just to relax and get ready to come
Yeah.
home. Okay, what's the next question? Let's see. How far is it from the airport to the ship? And that's Barbara.
That
I
is
wanna-
it's only 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yes.
Tops. It could be
Yes.
less. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I did it by taxi
Either.
or Uber. You can do it
Either.
by both. I've
Either,
done
yeah.
both. And their Ubers, you mentioned, their Ubers are incredible. When I went, I've been out of there. I've had to fly home from there. And Uber, taxi, 20 minutes. It's quick. It's easy. It's an international airport. Seamless, by the way. Everybody makes fun of me because I don't have TSA pre-check. I used to have global entry. I don't need that in Puerto Rico. But guess what
That's
I
right.
have? You know, what do I have? I've got anything. I can get in, I can get out. So I don't want people making fun of me anymore. Yes, I'm going to renew it, but I'm not there yet. The team makes fun of me. They do. They make fun of me. But I have clear. Just so you know, I have clear. Oh, someone's calling. What's the next question?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Rise and Go wants to know, so USA guests do not need passports, but do any of the ports of call require it? So for our cruise, you do. San Juan, you don't. So he's talking about San Juan as a destination. You don't need the passport, but you do for the cruise, right? Because you are going, except for St. Thomas and San Juan, you're gonna be going to foreign areas. So you got CBP, Homeland Security, out of San Juan, no different than if you were sailing from Miami or Fort Lauderdale when you're doing a cruise. Just so you know, because it's going foreign, right? U.S. property. I had that answer. Ooh, it helps. I was married to a Homeland Security officer who retired, so that's why I happen to know inside and out. Next question, Joe. I am interested in learning more about safety of the area for tourists. So where can they go for that? I'm sure you have like a .com section that they can go for Puerto Rico, right? Discover Puerto Rico has to have that.
Absolutely. We have discoverpuertorico.com, which is an amazing website. It has amazing traffic, lots of information, both in English and Spanish, whichever the case may be. You're going to find there suggested itineraries. You're going to find anything that you need to know about Puerto Rico. And on the safety side of things, I have to tell you, Puerto Rico is the destination where you will be able to walk about, drive around. You won't be secluded to one resort and see the same beach, the same coconut tree, and eat from the same buffet every single day. You can actually go out and experience things. It's like being anywhere in the US or like being in Europe. You will have tour guides, you will have excursions, you will have anything you want, anything you need. You can experience the small towns in the south, in the north, in the mountains. You can go to coffee farms. You can do a mixology experience at Bacardi or at Ron del Barrilito or any of the other 7 distilleries that we have throughout the island. And not only will you learn to make the piña coladas, but I gotta tell you, they make with this Ron del Barrilito 5-star an old-fashioned that is better than with Scotch. So you feel free to go about. And if you forgot your pills, for example, right? Like it's happened to me. Oh my, across the street, there is a Walgreens or a CVS.
I love it.
Hey, sir, excuse me, but I forgot my pills. Can you please look it up? Oh yeah, sure. Here are 3 pills. Thank you.
That's excellent.
Off
That's
you
excellent.
go. that
And-
feeling of being in the US,
At home.
but being surrounded by Caribbean, international history, culture, you don't find that anywhere else in the Caribbean.
It's a melting pot. It really is, of the familiar, right? But still the exotic. And the question was about safety. So he mentions discoverpuertorico.com. You know, it is like any destination in the world that you go to. You just have to be cautious as a tourist. I have that in Miami, for goodness sake. It is, no matter where you travel in the world, it's just educating your clients and letting them know. But I know when I went in the fall, I was walking those streets at night because there was such nightlife. I felt perfectly comfortable. It was amazing. And there is the .com. Thank you, Joe, for putting that up. Okay, next question. If we have one, I would think yes. Allison, and I want to know too. Thank you, Allison, because I was going to say dale, which is what Cubans say, like Mr. What is huepa? Did I say it right?
Yes, you did. Wepa is an expression. It's like when somebody does something, cool or great. It's a wepa. You just,
Woohoo!
go for
like
it.
a woohoo,
Amazing.
wepa.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Now we're even getting a language lesson. I'm loving that. Okay, do we have the next question, or I think we're good? Excellent. So I got to tell you, so Francisco, I want to thank you, number one, because you've opened up a whole new world for San Juan and our ability to really promote. And I know that we're going to be doing a lot of collaboration to really promote San Juan and our cruises from there. So I know we've got CLIA Cruise 360 coming up. We have so many different opportunities to partner. And I want to thank you personally for coming on and doing this webinar for us, because I'll tell you, even I, who have been to the destination many, many times, learn so much. I mean, it's just exciting. The scene, the beautiful photography you use, as you've educated us on the island, that it really has something for everyone. We're excited at Princess to come back to San Juan and reintroduce this incredible destination to our clients. And I want to thank you and the support of the entire Puerto Rican tourism community, because they have really gotten behind us. You wanted us there. We're committed to being there. We've got Grand, and then we're bringing another ship in. Wouldn't it be lovely if every one of our travel advisors sells out our season in San Juan? I can guarantee you our deployment people would say, hey, this is doing so amazingly well. Why not year round? Just saying, I'm throwing that out there. And don't forget the bonus commission, everybody. Really critical. We want to make sure you get behind it. And our Canadian advisors, just so you know, we're going to be having a special webinar for you just focused on Puerto Rico as well. So more to come on that in the days to come. Francisco, un placer. Muchas gracias por estar con nosotros. Thank
Gracias
you
a
for
ustedes,
sharing
Carmen. Thank you
your
very
passion.
much.
Your
Thank
passion and love of Puerto Rico. We truly appreciate it. And everybody, it's been great as we end the month of love. We'll have Marsha back in March. She's going to be writing solo as well, March 13th. Looking forward to seeing everybody. And remember, 2025 is not sold out. Lots of space. Med, Alaska, Canada, New England, and San Juan voyages on the Grand Princess. We are back. Thanks, everybody. Make it a great selling day.